Today on MUFC Pulse, we'll dive into some incredibly intriguing news. Manchester United's lineup for their visit to Crystal Palace, several injured players returning to training. Erik ten Hag lauded Marcus Rashford for his recent contributions to the team. For more on this story, check out the video. We also have some equally exciting football news coming up, so stay tuned until the end to catch it all. Welcome to MUFC Pulse. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell for more updates. Crystal Palace versus Man United. Confirmed team news, predicted lineup, and injuries. Manchester United might have a boost tonight as Rasmus Hojlund could be in contention for their clash with Crystal Palace. Both Hojlund and Mason Mount returned to training this week, and Erik ten Hag has confirmed their availability for the trip south. However, the manager remains cautious, indicating he won't be hasty in rushing either player back into action. United come into the match in high spirits, having put in an emphatic performance last weekend with a 3-0 victory over Southampton. They followed that up by thrashing Barnsley 7-0 in the Carabao Cup midweek, where Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho each netted a brace, showcasing United's attacking flair. The Red Devils' options on the flanks are looking sharp. Amad Diallo has been catching the eye with his form at the start of the season, while Rashford and Garnacho have both impressed. Though Amad has been a regular under ten Hag, Garnacho is pushing hard for a starting spot in southeast London this Saturday. Defensively, there have been concerns, with Lisandro Martinez, Matthijs de Ligt, and Nasser Mazraoui all hobbling off in the closing stages against Southampton. Fortunately, all three have been given the all-clear by ten Hag, with Mazraoui and de Ligt making substitute appearances against Barnsley. Martinez, however, remained on the bench as a precaution. Luke Shaw, unfortunately, remains sidelined. The left-back hasn't featured for United since February, with a troublesome calf injury ruling him out since August. Initial predictions suggested Shaw would return after the September international break, but there have been no definitive updates on his progress. Shaw was absent once again for the matches against Southampton and Barnsley. Ten Hag was candid in his response, explaining the unpredictable nature of Shaw's recovery. He hinted that while there is a tentative plan for Shaw's return, much depends on how his rehab progresses. The manager added, "We have a plan in mind for when Luke might be ready, but there are always variables that can accelerate or slow down recovery. It's difficult to predict exactly when he'll be back on the pitch, so we'll have to wait and see how things unfold." United boost. Key stars edge closer to return as Ten Hag eyes squad reinforcement. Manchester United is on the verge of receiving a significant boost as several key players edge closer to making their return from injury. After a challenging few weeks, the likes of Malacia, Victor Lindelof, and Mason Mount are back in training, offering fresh hope to Erik ten Hag and his squad as they prepare for a busy stretch of the season. Malacia, sidelined since undergoing knee surgery, has taken a major step forward by rejoining the first-team training setup. Though still concentrating on individual sessions, his involvement in group warm-ups marks a crucial milestone in his recovery. Should his progress continue, the Dutchman is expected to return to action between late October and early November. Victor Lindelof, another vital component of United's backline, also made his return to training this week after suffering a toe injury. The experienced Swede could be in contention for United's clash against FC 20 on the 25th of September, with his calm presence set to bolster a defense that has looked vulnerable at times. Mason Mount, who was brought in during the summer to add creative spark to United's midfield, is similarly making strides in his recovery. Though he has resumed training, he's unlikely to feature in the upcoming match against Crystal Palace. Nonetheless, fans can expect to see him back on the pitch before the end of the month. Meanwhile, Rasmus Hojlund, United's exciting summer acquisition, is nearing full fitness following a hamstring injury. His return to the squad is eagerly anticipated, as his presence could provide the attacking punch that has been missing in recent games. The return of these players couldn't come at a better time for United, with a packed fixture list ahead that includes both domestic and European challenges. Their availability will certainly add depth to the squad, which has been stretched thin in recent weeks. However, Erik ten Hag, ever the pragmatist, is expected to take a cautious approach to reintroducing his injured stars. He will likely ease them back into the fold gradually, mindful of the long season ahead and the risks of rushing their recoveries. This calculated strategy could prove key in ensuring these players make meaningful contributions in the months to come. Can Victor Lindelof help stabilize United's backline after his injury? Erik ten Hag has praised Marcus Rashford. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag has praised Marcus Rashford for getting back to his best after addressing issues with his lifestyle and attitude. Following a difficult 2023-24 season, where off-pitch matters seemed to affect his performances, Rashford has turned things around with a recent run of form. The 26-year-old striker, who signed a lucrative new contract in the summer of 2023, has already netted 3 goals and provided 1 assist in his last 2 games. Rashford's resurgence began with a goal in United's 3-1 win over Southampton last weekend, followed by a standout performance in the Carabao Cup, where he scored twice and assisted another in a 7-0 demolition of Barnsley. He now sits just 6 goals shy of surpassing his tally from last season, which was a modest 8 across all competitions. In a press conference ahead of United's upcoming clash with Crystal Palace, ten Hag reflected on Rashford's turnaround. Every player knows, when your lifestyle is not right, you can't perform at the level required in this league, said ten Hag. You won't hit the right levels unless you lead a disciplined life away from Carrington. Rashford needed some support, but ultimately, it's up to him to set things right. Ten Hag acknowledged that Rashford's personal efforts have been crucial in his revival, crediting the striker for taking responsibility for his form. He had to adjust his training attitude and match mentality. Now that he's done that, his class is shining through, the Dutchman added. He's always had the talent, but professionalism off the pitch is what allows that talent to thrive on it. During the September international break, Rashford shared videos of himself engaging in private coaching sessions, signaling his commitment to returning to his previous peak performance levels. Ten Hag has been encouraged by the forward's work ethic, but emphasized the need for consistency. Every player in this league, especially at a club like this, must show resilience. Football careers aren't all smooth sailing, and setbacks are inevitable. As Rashford's form begins to improve, Ten Hag is hopeful it will have a knock-on effect on the rest of the squad. It's great for the team when your strikers start scoring early in the season, Ten Hag said. We've got a few players finding the back of the net now, and that belief is crucial for the team's momentum. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comment your opinion.